My name's Mack, and I made an artist book and a read-along record soundtrack to go with it. This is a 24-page artist book, mostly of photography and collage, with a vinyl record soundtrack, a mixtape that I made, 45 RPMs, and it's coming out next month. It is called Records because I love records, and I love making records. I think of recording as a completely intentional moment where you are using a piece of equipment to keep something, and you're keeping that because it's beautiful, because it's poignant, because it's important, because it needs to be shared. That's also why I'm a DJ. And DJs love sharing records. DJs love sharing vinyl records. That's what I mean in particular, but in a broader sense, also other kinds of records, photographs, handwriting, sound samples, captured moments are what I'm thinking about. And this methodology comes from hip-hop. Hip-hop is not just a consumer product. Hip-hop is a cultural system and an artistic method which has deep roots in the Black and Puerto Rican communities of the Bronx in the 1970s, with all due respect to the originators who were there to capture that very important moment in American history. There are 5 elements of hip-hop. If you know them, call them out. MCing, beat or DJing, yes? Breakdancing and? Overstanding, yes. We're missing the visual element. Visual element, graffiti, thank you. Okay, so graffiti is the other element of hip-hop that I really resonate with because I'm a visual artist as well as a DJ. And I truly believe that graffiti is, it's an act of love. It's a completely improbable art form. It's expensive. It's time-consuming, it can be physically dangerous, and you can risk arrest. So why would somebody go to all the trouble of doing that if it wasn't really important what they were needing to share with you? You know, there's no feedback. You don't get to like have somebody tell you how great it is. It's gone. It's you know, it's not going to last long. It's completely impermanent. You know, it may last a minute or it may last a year if you're lucky, but then it's gone. And that's a form of interaction with an impermanent world that I find completely valuable. I use my recording equipment to capture moments both from the great library of vinyl records but also from the world around me. And it's really an interaction with a changing world that is always in a state of growth and decay. And I use both cameras and tape recorders and all of the available recording equipment to work with that. And you know, I work as a hospice LNA. My job is I'm a nursing assistant. And I work with people when they are truly in the last moments of life. So it may be that informs my art practices, that I need to deal with, you know, the death that I'm with all the time. By interacting with beauty and life as it changes with my equipment. This is the table of contents from my book, which is really about impermanence and about love and finding evidence of those things in the world around. There's a lot to say. This is a chalk drawing, which is gone. The chalkboard is actually gone. And my 4-year-old sons are now 5. You know, life doesn't wait for you to show up. You know, you really have to be on point, and you have to grab onto it. And you get to seize little moments if you're paying attention, but that's all you get, you know, and to share those if you're lucky. Mixtapes are what DJs make. It's our product. Sometimes they're for sale, and most often they're not. And it's really a grassroots form of cultural communication where you collect what's important to you and juxtapose it in such a way as to communicate where you're at and what you need to bring the audience into, and then give it away as fast as you can to anyone who will take it. You know, and it's also a way of making new things from old things, old songs, and sounds. I use field recordings and just, you know, the sounds that instruments make or that equipment makes, feedback sounds. You'll find tons of treasures if you start going through collections of vinyl recordings. There is a world of treasures out there, and I truly recommend that if you can find a collection of records, to just get right in there and start digging, because there is just, you know, everything is there, beauty and humor. I use my equipment to go around, you know, I go for walks with my cameras, I go for walks through libraries and vinyl records, just to see what there is and to keep and hang on to those truly beautiful things, so that I can bring them together in a format to share them. And I've spent a lot of years doing this. The last 10 years I've really been doing it a lot with those formats, and so I've taken and distilled many recordings and samples to make a book with a soundtrack that goes with it. Hip-hop sampling techniques applied both in audio and visual. And there's a saying that we have in hip-hop: each one, teach one. And it really points to the fifth element, which is knowledge and overstanding. We are all teachers, and we all have something to share that's important. And not only do we have something to share that's important, but it's our obligation to do that, because we are here to help each other, and what you know, you need to share that to uplift the people. And if you're not going to do that, then you're going to regret it. So my book and record that are coming out next month that's what I have to share, and it's my love letter to the world, and my contribution to each one, teach one. So we'll be having listening parties around Burlington, and it will be available at record stores and bookstores. And I hope that you all get a chance to come and have a look at what I found. I found lots of treasures.